Alright, so today I'm going to talk about what's been working for me in this game so far. And as far as the guns, pretty much just become accustomed to always using SMGs. I've tried using assault rifles and I've tried using a couple of the LMGs, and they're just slow me down so much. Even with using lightweight, the guns are just slow. They're slow to pull up, they're slow to reload, they weigh you down, you can't run. And my game style, no matter what I'm playing, is a run and gun type of game style. I don't stop moving, unless there's a good reason to stop. But I mean, I'm never slowing down. If you're more of a defensive player, you're gonna probably use some of the assault rifles and LMGs. um, the SMGs seem to be, pretty much king of this game so far. The first three SMGs you unlock are pretty good guns. The PDW 57, and it's got a huge clip in it. If you use that with the extended mags and like rapid fire, and you can mow 3-4 people over in that with that gun easy without having to reload. And that's huge if you play like me and you're constantly running and going. I've got the first 5 SMGs gold already. The last one I'm working on is the Scorpion right now. I saved that one for last because, just using it out of the normal default class for a little while, or picking one up off the ground when you run out of ammo, you can tell that is probably going to be the best SMG in the game. Like I said, I haven't been able to use it a whole lot yet, but it's the one I'm working on right now. The Chicon Cobb, whatever the hell that gun was, that was probably the most difficult one to go through and get gold. That gun just, it didn't work for me at all. If you can get that gun to work for you and you run and gun, more power to you. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get it to work right for me. I had a very difficult time getting that gun gold. The attachments I'm usually using, for the most time, I always have a silencer on. If I'm playing hardpoint or headquarters or something like that, then I'll spring for some other attachment other than a silencer, because generally the enemy team's gonna know right where you are. There's not much sneaking up behind them, nor is there a reason if you play the objective of the game. Rapid fire, extended mags, those are all good. The quick reload, now that they got rid of sleight of hand in this game, the quick reload is essentially sleight of hand just for your gun. That's a good one too. Those are probably the only perks that I use. I never use a red dot most of the time unless I'm low level on a new gun. I'm pretty much using stuff that can help me run and gun faster. For my perks, all the first tier perks are really good. I mean, you could use every one of them. There's been a lot of UAV spam in this game so far, and Ghost can be extremely helpful if you get into a lobby where there's 2, 3, 4 UAVs going up at a time. I mean, Ghost is helpful, but it's the last perk that you get to unlock in the game. But all the first tier perks, real good perks to use. The second tier perks, fast hands. I like that one especially if you're using the combat axe. The fast hands is key. If you're not using that and you're using the combat axe, it takes a long time to pull that thing up and throw it. Scavenger is always good, but yet again, that's a later perk that you get in the game, and you do get something that you can bring with you if you prestige, but you only get one at a time. Which Scavenger in this game works different than it did in Modern Warfare 3. As you can see in this game, I'm using it right now, and I can grab that. Once you kill somebody with your gun, it'll drop the Scavenger pack. Now, dropping the Scavenger pack will replenish your lethal and your tactical grenades, which you can see right here. I'm just throwing bouncing betties all over the place. I'm messing around. I'm trying to find their spawn, stay just off of it so that they don't, the spawns don't get flipped, and I'll just keep throwing bouncing betties all over the place, which kind of leads into my third tier perk. So far you can't really play this game without engineer. I'm throwing bouncing betties all over the place, and you'll see, especially playing on a map like this where you've got 2 levels in this little boathouse you can be on both sides. I'm running engineer. You'll be able to, I can see all the shock charges and bouncing betties, and you go into some of the houses and there'll be 3 or 4 sets of shock charges and bouncing betties laying around, because that's a good combination to use. It's almost guaranteed to kill. And without engineer, you got to be constantly looking at the floor and looking at the wall and trying to listen for the sound of the shock charges laying around, which you can hear shock charges more than you can hear enemies' footsteps in this game. But engineer's just about the only one that I use for the third perk. I don't know if there's really, the awareness really doesn't seem to help me hear enemy footsteps any better. Dead silence is just about useless because they've taken a lot of the sound out of this game, so the enemy team's really not going to hear your footsteps that much. For my kill streaks, it kind of changes up. If I'm playing domination or kill confirmed TDM, I usually run a lot of the higher kill streaks. Like this game, I'm running the VSAT, the Warthog, and the Swarm. I'll run dogs and the warship, and depending on where I'm at with what's unlocked. If I'm playing, more the 3v3 multi-team, hardpoint, game modes like that, if you're an objective player and you're constantly, on a hardpoint or on a headquarters, it's almost stupid to try and run higher kill streaks. That's when I'll run, something lower like a Guardian, Sentry Gun, stuff like that. But you've noticed a lot of people trying to run a lot of higher kill streaks in this game so far. A lot of people trying to use, dogs and the Swarm and stuff like that. If you're not regularly killing, 3, 4, 5 people in a row easily and playing kill confirmed, or, if you're playing domination, if you're not, on a flag and killing 10, 12 people, you don't need to use those kill streaks. If you can't obtain them, don't use them. It'll make the game a lot funner for you. You get real frustrated trying to use higher kill streaks if you keep dying just before you get to them. I, died a couple times before my kill streak started rolling over here in this match, and it gets frustrating after a while, but these kill streaks do mount. They do build off of each other, and you can keep rolling them back and forth. My V-stat can help me get assists to get to my Warthog, which can, start making points to be able to get to the Swarm, and so on and so forth. But this video's just about finished up here. 50-7 with 34 confirms at the end of the game. And if you would, please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks.